I hope your day's going wonderful. I am back again to share another project with you. We're breaking out the Spellbinders Betterpress letterpress system. I have some new items that I'll be using. This is the Cosmos backdrop. It's a real beautiful floral, large floral here. It's one plate that creates a nice background. What I'm excited about is Spellbinders has a coordinating stencil set that will color in the Cosmos backdrop. So we'll be using this to color in our images while we letterpress. And then for my greeting, part of the same collection is the You Are Everything sentiments. This is such a nice sentiment set because you can see there's 10 different sentiments, all arrays. There is take care and feel better. I need more with winter season. A lot of people are getting sick over here. So I need get well cards. So I think we're going to make a get well card. And I like the greeting that says take care and feel better. But there's congrats, sympathy. You have a little something to make you smile. Just a lot of real fun sentiments. But you know what's nice? It's one press plate. That's it right here. And then you see it has one die. So you Betterpress, letterpress, and then you die cut out all at once. So you have all these extra greetings that are great to have on hand for quick card making. Sometimes I even like to make cards without a greeting and then just stick a greeting on there that I'm feeling for the recipient. So that's what this is really nice. I'll link this down below along with everything that I used today. We're going to jump in and get started. I am going to go ahead and open up our press plate here, and we're going to take this and take this out here. Might as well just open both packages. We'll do all of our letterpressing at once. My heater went off. I have a very loud heater, and it's chilly over here. We had some flurries today, and I don't mind the flurries. I actually think it's really pretty, kind of serene to me. Okay, so there's our press plates. This is our stencil, but let's bring in the Betterpress here. The cardstock that I'm going to be using is from Spellbinders. This is cardstock panels. This is the bisque color, and they do sell these in A2 panels. This package is a little bit pricey because it is such quality cotton cardstock panels that presses beautifully. But there are some A2 panels, and I'll link those as well down below. I trim my panel. I trim my 8.5 by 11 sheet into 4 cardstock panels. We're not going to use all of them, so let's bring in our tape. We'll tape this down. And just tape it in the corners. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my press plate here. I'm going to line it, oh goodness, well, we have to kind of line it in the center. This is larger than our grid, so that makes it full coverage on this panel, which is really nice. Now I'm going to ink up, well, should we do this or should we do gray? You know, I was going to use my Betterpress ink. This one is Tawny Brown. But rather than do that, because we are ink blending with the stencil, I don't want it to smear. Rather than do that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my dye-based ink. This is PINKFRESH Studios Licorice. And Licorice is not quite black, but not quite gray. It's like right in the middle of the two. And it does Betterpress beautifully. Okay, so we have that covered. I'm going to go ahead and put this over the top. I'm going to bring in, and you know what? I think you can see here the press plates on top, and then I have a little bit overhanging on the bottom. So I'm going to scoot this. Actually, can we flip it around? No. Okay, so I'm going to scoot this up. Let's scoot this up a little bit. I like that the backdrop is larger than an A2 panel, but you kind of have to center it a little bit. Let's re-ink this, just so I know it has good coverage. This is a dye-based ink, by the way, so I know it's not going to smear. It's going to dry fast. Okay, let's bring in the top of our plate. Okay, I think this is much better. I'm going to show you so you can see the top and the bottom of the press plate. Let's bring in the Platinum 6. I'm going to run this through really fast. I love the ease of the Betterpress. It just goes through so smoothly. I'm actually going to keep this here because we're going to do this one more time. And look how pretty this is. This is going to be so fun to color. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to add a little ink. I only want to ink up this bottom half because I just want the flower. I'm going to fussy get that flower out. I forgot how cool Betterpress is. I just love that debossed look. So pretty. It's just stunning. Now, I'm going to slide this off. Actually, I'm going to clean it. And you know, I have the Mighty Mister. The Mighty Mister, I filled mine. I have two of them. One I fill with water for when I do my embossing, and one I fill with alcohol. I fill it with alcohol, that way I can clean my desk and my Copic markers. This is, I'll link it down below, but it's a very fine mist, and it's great for cleaning just dye-based inks off of your Betterpress plates. I'm just going to do a spray, and then I have a towel that I go over, and it wipes away really easy. Okay, so I will clean this up and slide. It's a nice magnet, but it cleans up really beautiful with dye-based inks. Okay, and then what I'm going to, and it cleans your work surface really nicely too. From dye-based inks. Now, if you use the intended Betterpress ink, this I suggest using Ranger's stamp cleaner. Let me show you. So if you use the Betterpress ink, this is what I clean my Betterpress system with. This is the Ranger's archival ink cleaner. It works. It doesn't take it all off, but it does take the majority off. Okay, but if I use a dye-based ink, like PINKFRESH Studio inks, or like Memento ink, for my press plates, then alcohol works really good. Okay, now I'm going to take this press plate. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of my glimmer machine. And I keep thinking it's warm, and I keep thinking it needs to heat up. I don't know if you guys have the Betterpress and the glimmer machine, but I always get the feeling that it's warm. So I have my greetings down. Okay, we are going to grab another piece of cardstock. Rather than using an A2 panel, watch when I lay this down on top, you can see it overlaps here and here. So I'm going to bring in a panel that is half of a sheet. Let's go big or go home. And I love that you can do this in one shot, and I love that the dye is the same way. So let's do the little shimmy, get that ink in there, and then we'll take our cotton panel, put it on the top, and then I'm going to run this through. Sorry for the shaky camera again. Okay, let's lift it up, and look how gorgeous. That is so neat. But let's clean this off. This sprayer too is continuous. If you hold this down and spray it and let go, it still sprays. So it's a continuous spray. And it's very, very nice. Okay. Let's slide this off. I'm going to put away my Betterpress and my Platinum 6. And we're going to do a little ink blending with our stencil. Okay, I have my grit mat. This is the Waffle Flower 6x6 grit mat. And I've been really liking this. It cleans, it does stain, you obviously can see with the inks, but it does hold the stencils down really well. Now I'm going to take our first stencil, add this, remove the tape here. Okay, and then we're going to take our stencil. Okay, I tacked this down. I have my ink out. We're using PINKFRESH Studio inks today. This is Fresh Pear. And I think these are indexed. This says stencil number 5. So we're going to use stencil number 5. And I'm just going to add. Wonderful. I'm going to take my towel, wipe off my stencil. For me, it's sometimes easier just to wipe off the stencil while it's on my grit mat. I think I've mentioned this before. We're going to take stencil number 4 and we're going to line this up. I'm going to take my darker green ink. This is Sage. And I'm going to use my same blending brush. I'm just going to wipe it off. I'm going to pick up some ink here. And I'm going to add some color. I'm going to go a little darker with this because this is the second darker layer. You know what I think I'm going to do? Since this is like a solid color, I'm going to bring back stencil number 5. I'm going to tack it down. I'm going to add a little sage to one side over here. Kind of giving it a shadow. Oh, that's pretty. You see how that is? Let's wipe this off. Oh yes, I like that. Let me show you. Adding that little shadow. So pretty. Okay, now we're going to go in. Oh, you know what? I'm going to remove this, and while we have our green inks out, we have this where we're going to color in the florals on this too. So let's bring back our stencil. And for this one, I'm just worried about the leaves that are connected by the flowers. I'm trying to see what has more coverage. So we're going to use stencil number 2 because I'm going to use my lightest ink for this. And my orange blending tool. Since this is really light, I have to wipe off my blending brush. These blending brushes are by the way are from Simon Says Stamp. I actually covered the little paw print on here with my color indicator. Let me show you. These stencil here, oh no. These brushes here are from Simon Says Stamp. I just love them. It is a little tricky putting the cover on them. What I do is just kind of do a little twirl with it to close it and it snaps on. But I really like them. I like how they sit flat. So it covers really beautifully. Okay, let's bring in our Peach Fuzz. And we're just going to add a light cover. Okay, and then I have a darker orange. This is Persimmon. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of shading on this. We're still on stencil number 2. I just want to add a little bit of darker shading on the edges. I just want it to pop a little bit more. Wonderful. So pretty. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in this one. We're going to do the same thing to this flower here. I'm just going to lightly tack this down. So now we're going to work on stencil number 1, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add a light color. I want to create orange flowers today. I think orange just says spring. Let's see what this is. We'll wipe this off. Ooh, pretty, just gorgeous. Okay, I already did this flower. So we're good to go. Now I'm going to take the flower centers. I tack down. This is stencil number 3. I'm going to use a couple gray inks. We have Rocky Slope, and then we have our Licorice that we use to actually to do our letterpress. I'm going to take our Rocky Slope, and we're going to add some light gray over the top here. And then I'm going to add some of that Licorice just to one side. Oh, good. Yes. And then while I have my Rocky Slope out, I'm going to ink blend the edges of my panel here. Pretty. Okay, and then that is our beautiful panel. All our stenciling is done. I'm going to put away my inks, and I'm going to fussy cut out my floral with the leaves, and then this leaf too. And I'll be right back. Okay, I fussy cut out this floral, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's some white edges here. I'm going to use my black blending tool and just go over those edges. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take the coordinating die to my greetings, and I just love that you could just one shot cut out all these greetings. It just makes me happy because then I can really pick and choose what would look best on my project. Let's bring in some tape here. And then while we're die cutting, I'm also going to bring in the Spellbinders scored and pierced rectangles. I'm going to take the second largest scored one, and I'm going to use a piece of vellum. And I'm going to cut out a piece of vellum. And then maybe we should do a circle instead. No, we'll do a square. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to take some white twine. This is Spellbinders white hemp cord. Let me show you. I threw away my packaging, but this is the white one. Spellbinders has black, white, and red. And the white one's not really white, it's more off-white. It goes really good with the cotton panels that we're going to use. And I'll link it down below. It's like the perfect width. And it's a little bit on the stiff side, so that means it will hold its shape. I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times. And I'm going to tie a bow off to the right this time. Usually I'm a left bow tire, but today we're going to go on the right because the flower is more geared towards the left. Let's tie up we'll tie a bow here, and I'm going to show you how it holds its shape. You see how it holds its shape so nice? Good stuff. Okay, let's trim the tails here. And I think that's a good spot. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to use Spellbinders tape runner, because this is really good for adhering embossing folders and the cotton card panels. It even goes over the twine. Okay, and then this comes in a bundle. Let me show you the bundle. This is an adhesive bundle, and you get the tape runner and a refill, and then you get some foam squares at a pretty good price. So you get small foam squares, large foam squares. These are full-size packs. And you get the refill, and then you get the tape runner. So I'll link this down. I always link this down below because I use them both. But just a little information for you. Okay, let's adhere this, and then we're gonna. So we have some foam tape behind here. I'm gonna make sure this is where I want it centered. And then I'm going to take my flower and I'm going to layer it right over the vellum and over this flower. And then I'm going to pick up. Okay, now I'm not pressing down on the bottom just yet because I'm going to actually flip this over to reinforce the vellum. But I want to put my greeting at the very top. So let's make a get well card. Where's our get well greeting? I'm going to use 2 greetings to fill in that vellum area. I'm going to put "You are everything wonderful and take care and feel better." So we're going to add "You are everything wonderful." I'm going to make it so it's offsetting on the vellum over to the left. And then I'm going to add "take care, feel better," so it's overhanging and offsetting to the right. Okay, I'm going to pick up my vellum, and then we're going to flip it over, and then for a little extra dimension, I'm going to add some foam tape over the existing. And you can completely skip this step. I just like a little bit of dimension on my cards, because this does add bulk. So I basically doubled up on the foam tape on the reverse side. Okay, we're going to flip this around, and we're going to add it right over the bottom here, over that twine. Oh, I forgot I had one more leaf. Yay! Well, that's good. That's going to fill in this area beautifully. I think that will fill in that area beautifully. Okay, let's add a couple foam squares here. And I think that's just what it needed. I think we need to add some dots to the center of our flowers. And we can use some NUVO Simply White crystal drops for that. I'm going to just make sure that I can make some small dots. So this is NUVO Simply White, and I think we're going to add a few little white polka dots. And I'm also going to bring in my white gel pen. I don't do this very often, but since we used our dye-based inks instead of oxides, I'm going to do a little highlighting on our flowers. But a little bit of highlighting, and it does make a big difference with those NUVO drops giving it a little bit of dimension. But that finishes my card today. I'll list everything down below. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. And you know, before I go, I want to take this time just to say thank you. I really appreciate all of you guys allowing me to do what I love. And I love hearing all of your fabulous comments. They're always so uplifting, and they just really, truly keep me going. I appreciate every single one of you. And thank you so much for sticking with me. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.